Make this logo more complex. Now make that logo even more complex. Now make that...
I'm sure you've noticed over the past few years, logos have become more and more simple because apparently simple looks better. But is that really true though? Because what if these logos actually look better with more detail, but these companies are just afraid of releasing a complex logo? And so today I'm using AI to overcomplicate some of the most simple logos in the world until they are no longer recognizable to see whether the detailed versions actually look better than the original versions. Starting with Nike. So here's the original logo I'm going to use, and we're just going to start off by asking ChatGPT to make this logo overcomplicated.
Hook to a
what am I looking at right now? Is this... No, don't tell me. Is this a chicken? Is this a rotisserie chicken? Is that what it's called? What does a rotisserie chicken even look like? Okay, so I think what they've done is they've just turned a rotisserie chicken into the Nike logo somehow. And why is there so much detail as well? It even has like the juice dripping down. It's actually chicken. You can see this actually someone's taken a bite out of this. Somehow there's a bone that is shaped in the shape of a Nike logo and it's just stuck on the rotisserie. Okay, what is going on? But now we're gonna ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, this what is going on here? It looks like we now have a cyborg arm attached to the end of the Nike logo and it's feeding... Wait, I think it's trying to feed someone chicken wings from the actual Nike logo. It looks like there's a severe mutation going on here. Wait, what? But anyways, not too much has changed, and so we're just gonna ask ChatGPT to make this... We're just gonna ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, so now we are starting to go off the rails. What is going on here? So the Nike logo is still visible, but now it looks like it's just made out of a bunch of like meatballs, like combined together with... What is this? It looks like braces for meatballs, as if the meatballs were teeth, but then it's just shaped in the shape of a Nike logo. And it looks like our robotic arm has got an upgrade here, but now it's like a screwdriver, and it's using a chicken bone as the screwdriver head. But now here, the fans... Okay, this is 100% a 4090 graphics card. This looks the exact same as my graphics card on my PC. Look, it's literally a 4090 graphics card. Why is there a graphics card attached to the Nike logo? Maybe the graphics card is operating the robotic arms, but like, even then, I don't think it would run with a graphics card. I think you need some sort of like CPU or something. But it looks like the portal has expanded. We have some random man down here, and we have some Smurfs, some gnomes down here. But now let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. What is going on? This is getting... Okay, this is getting out of hand. Where is the logo? Actually, I can sort of see the logo still. This is the Nike logo over here, and for some reason, it has a bunch of Doritos plastered onto it. But it looks like the end of the logo is starting to break apart, so it's starting to become a little bit unrecognizable. But the robotic arms have just like completely upgraded. It's like everywhere. But what are they doing? I think they're trying to repair the actual logo. But now, instead of the 4090 graphics card fans, we just have this stupid desk fan over here. And what are these things? Are these like air freshener things for the cars? Why are they everywhere? Actually, you know what? I think the chickens are now like taking over the robotic arms. So now I think the whole thing is becoming sort of like a cyborg chicken. But what is this over here? We have a phone with the slogan, just cluck it instead of just do it. Get it? Because it's like cluck. Yeah, like the chickens cluck. Just cluck it. Just do it. But anyways, let's see whether we can go even further. Let's ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, for some reason, it's become less overcomplicated. I asked it to become more overcomplicated, and it's just become... So now we have a sausage like Nike logo instead of the chicken, and we have a bunch of eyes connected to it for some reason. And what are these things? Are these chicken meatballs with an eye and then like a chicken wing? And then for some reason we have a record player with some microphones. Okay, I have no idea how that relates to the previous logo that we generated. And then we have a brain in a bowl. What? How does this have anything to do with the previous one? And who are these people? They're standing on a chessboard. Maybe these are chess pieces? But anyways, let's just see what happens if we push it even further. Let's ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay. I don't know about you, but I personally cannot spot the logo anymore. I think this might be too overcomplicated. It just looks like a whole bunch of chicken in a dump truck. And what is this? Is this this looks like a coronavirus sort of thing. It's a single coronavirus thing in the shape of chicken drumsticks. And who is this guy? For some reason, this thing has the most punchable face in the world. But anyways, now I want to see whether it's possible to reverse the overcomplication of the logos. And I'm going to take this version of the Nike logo, because for this one, there is like literally no logo in it. So let's just see what happens if I ask it to make this logo more simple.
Hook to a
Okay, this is definitely more simple than the previous one. I think it's just removed all the extra noise and it's just dumbed it down to just the Nike logo, which is, what is this texture? This is disgusting. It looks like a sausage, like a thick, juicy, succulent sausage. But instead of all this random stuff down here, we've just simplified it down to a record player, a lava lamp, and wait, why is this in the shape of a abnormal dingling? And then we have this random pot plant, which is a eye with what? But anyways, let's just see what happens if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple. So now we've just isolated it down to the Nike logo, and for some reason it is burning on fire. It's blistering up as well. So we're getting closer to the original logo. This is, wait, why is this so quick? Let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple. Surely it's not going to get it already. What? So I think the reason why it burned the previous logo was so that it would turn black, so that it could go back to this original logo. So how many rounds was that? That was 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was surprisingly quick. So now let's move on to the McDonald's logo. So here's the original logo I'm using for this one, and we're just gonna start by asking ChatGPT to make this logo overcomplicated.
Hawk to
Okay, so it looks like we just have the McDonald's arches, but just made out of fries. These don't even look like the McDonald's fries. These look like some like fish and chip fries. But anyways, let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. It's definitely more complicated, but what am I looking at? So we have the original McDonald's fry tower from before, but now we just have scaffolding made out of knives and forks, and they're just embedded into the golden arches. Anyways, for some reason we have a, wait, what is this? Are these cars made out of fries? And is this a drive-through within the, what? It's a drive-through within the McDonald's fry logo. 50 limited edition fry flavors. What? Anyways, let's just see what happens if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Why is this one so much detailed than the previous one? What happened here? Why is there just so much detail? So it's a McDonald's logo, but the actual McDonald's logo is the McDonald's itself. It's still made out of the fries over here, but it looks like we have some greenery, we have some trees, and then this is the main entrance of it. Is this like a water slide as well inside the McDonald's? It sort of looks like that massive Starbucks place in Japan. It sort of looks like this, but I assume there's like a McDonald's version of it. Where is the biggest like McDonald's in the world? Is there anything like this in real life? But anyways, let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, once again, it has become like less overcomplicated. Why does it keep going forward and then backwards? Even with the other ones, it just keeps going forward and backwards. So the McDonald's logo is still made out of fries, and we still have the scaffolding made out of the knives and forks, and we also still have this drive-through in here, but now the drive-through looks a little bit more realistic, more detailed. But now we just have some drones in the background, and we have 3 dinglings over here, and then now we actually have a sign that says something in English. What? The AGMI. What does the AGMI mean? The Armenian Genocide Museum Institute. Okay, I highly doubt it is this. What even is this website? French audio guides now available at the Armenian Genocide Museum Institute. Oh, great. Wow, now I can listen to the museum audio in French, even though I don't speak French. Anyways, let's just see what happens if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. I feel like this is like the exact same thing, but like maybe like just like slightly overcomplicated. Like I think we might be reaching like the level where it just can't get any more overcomplicated. But wait, what is this? Are these guillotines like slicing off the fries? And what is this? This looks suspiciously like a hanging gallows. Are they hanging the French fries? Why would they do that? And who are these people? Are these like Buddha statues like made out of like jade rock or something? But we still have the drive-through, the knives and forks, the fries. Oh, what is this? Is this like, wait, this is a hot air balloon with a fry on it with like propellers on it. And what is this one? It's a tent with a chandelier with fries stuffed inside it with drone arms. But anyways, let's just see whether we can push it even further. Let's ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, now it is completely like gone. Where is the McDonald's logo? I think maybe if you look extremely closely, you might be able to see some sort of M here. But now it's just littered with a whole bunch of fries and everything that I personally can't even see anything here. And why is there just a single eye over here staring at me? Is this like whole thing like a monster or something? It sort of looks like this guy. What is this guy called? What is this movie? I can't remember it, but I remember this character. I remember like for Happy Meals. I remember Happy Meals. They used to like give this toy away for Happy Meals back in the day. So maybe that's why they're trying to make this guy look like this guy. But for some reason, we have a fortune cookie here, and this looks like a Chinese lantern. I don't know whether this is like racially motivated. Maybe they know I'm Chinese. But I mean, apart from that, I really cannot figure out what else is in here. I cannot like make out what anything is in here. Like for example, what is this thing? Like, is this a chainsaw? Is it a torch? Is it just nothing? And so now, once again, I want to see what happens if we reverse the overcomplication and see how many rounds it will take for ChatGPT to bring this overcomplicated logo back to the original one. And of course, the reason why we're not going to use this one is because like there's literally no logo in here. So let's just start by asking ChatGPT to make this logo more simple.
Hawk to
Wow, already we have pretty much got the original McDonald's logo, but this is just, wait, what is this? It's the McDonald's logo, but it's just made out of a single fry. It's like a, what is it called? Like a potato cake McDonald's logo? This would actually be pretty good. Like if they sold, wait. I'm giving McDonald's free ideas here. Like they could make a fry, like a single fry in the shape of the McDonald's logo. Like they could just cut out the McDonald's logo into potatoes and then they could just make it fries like this. I think this is potentially a $1 trillion idea for them. But anyways, let's just see what happens if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple. And we are back to the original logo already. How many attempts did that take? It took 1, 2. Wait, is this 1 or 2 attempts? So now let's move on to the next logo, which is the subscribe button. I'm kidding, it's the Apple logo. So this is the original logo I'm going to use, and we're just going to start off by asking ChatGPT to make this logo overcomplicated.
Hawk to
What is this? This looks disgusting. So I think they've turned the actual Apple logo into some sort of like metallic sculpture sort of thing, but it also looks like it's like fleshy. It has flesh in it, and we have these metal worms eating into it. I don't know whether this is meant to look real or fake. Is this like the Terminator or something? So it's a little bit unsettling, but let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, so now it's just turned into a real apple with the metal, worms? And what is this? Why is this blood? Why is there some sort of like blood chamber system within this apple? So I think what's happening here is that the metal worms are going inside the apple and sucking out the blood from the apple and then pumping the blood out into this chamber. But I don't know what ChatGPT thinks is inside of an apple, but like as a human, I can confirm that there is no blood inside an apple. But I mean, this barely looks like the Apple logo anymore. I think the only resemblance is the bite out of here. But apart from that, it just looks like an illustration from a sci-fi book, like a big children's picture book or something. But anyways, let's ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, now it's starting to get, we're starting to actually proper get overcomplicated. So first of all, we have 2 Game Boys just plastered onto the Apple logo, or like whatever this is. I don't know how that relates to Apple at all. But we still have the metal worms over here, and it looks like there is some sort of like bionics like inside the actual Apple. I think this is like the CPU chip or something over here. But then we have a whole bunch of rainbow LEDs connected to these pumps. I think the blood pump is still in here. Like you can see the blood over here. And is this a UFO, or is it like a Korean barbecue? It sort of looks like meat on a Korean barbecue like this. I don't know why this image is so blurry, but it looks very similar to this anyway. So now let's try to push this even further. Let's ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. You know what? This one is not that bad. I think this logo might be more recognizable than the previous one. But I mean, what do we have going on here? Is this a balloon with like a silkworm inside of it? Then we have a solar panel for some reason and a sprinkling system. I think this is meant to be some sort of eco-friendly logo. It looks like the logo is made out of steel and it's starting to like gain some like moss on it or like some algae. And we still have the blood pump over here and it's connected to a Ferris wheel. So maybe this is how it gets its electricity and energy. And for some reason we have, what do you call this? It's like a Polaroid camera, but instead of like ink printing out a photo, it's just a whole like lot of blood on it. And what's on the phone? What does it say? Undue statue. What? But anyways, this was a pretty boring logo. Let's just see whether ChatGPT can make this even more overcomplicated. Okay, now we're starting to go into like, what do you even call this? This is like steampunk sort of thing. This reminds me of like some sort of movie. Like what style is this? Like it sort of reminds me of, what is it? Spiderwick for some reason? For some reason, it just reminds me of like the creatures in Spiderwick. But it also looks like Howl's Moving Castle. Like you have all like the gears and the cogs over here. Yeah, it looks similar to the Howl's Moving Castle sort of thing. But anyways, let's just see whether ChatGPT can go even further. Let's ask it to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, I can sort of like, I can barely see the logo, but what is this? This is just like completely unrelated to the previous one. We have an exhaust out here with confetti shooting out. We have a banana peel getting grinded by something over here. And we have a whole lot of rubber chickens, a portal over here. What is this? This looks like a paintball gun machine sort of thing. It sort of looks like how you put the paintball things in like the top sort of thing over here. And it looks like there is C4 attached to this whole like contraption. And you can sort of tell like the Apple logo is here. You can sort of see the silhouette over here, and here's like the leaf. But you know what? I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna say that this is like the maximum we can do. And since we can still sort of see the Apple logo here, I'm just gonna run this one through ChatGPT again, and I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple to see how quickly we can get back to the original logo.
Hawk to
Okay, I mean, it's definitely sort of similar to the previous one. We have the chickens over here, the apples, but like, this is pretty much the Apple logo already. It's just the Apple logo made out of apples. Okay, so now let's just ask ChatGPT to make this one more simple. Surely it's not going to get it straight away. Okay, this is definitely a step closer, but is this an apple made... Wait, is this the Apple logo made out of an apple? But like, wait, what color is this? This is like dark purple. Wait, is this a grape? This looks like a grape stem. Is this whole thing a grape? Okay, let's just see what happens if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more simple. Who is this? Is this Nick Cage? Why is he in my logo? But I mean, this is the Apple logo. This is like, do we count this? I think we have to count this. This is pretty much the Apple logo, except like why is he in here? How does Nick Cage have anything to do with the Apple logo? So we went from Apple rubber chickens to an Apple like grape, a red grape, to Nick Cage. How does this make any sense at all? So now let's move on to the final logo, which belongs to a monopoly company who repeatedly disrespects both their users and creators because they outsource their customer support from third world countries and do a really bad job at managing and doing quality control over these minimum wage workers. And it's called YouTube. Yay, we love YouTube. Let's do the YouTube logo now. So this is the original logo I'm going to be using for this one. So we're just going to start off by asking ChatGPT to make this logo overcomplicated.
Hawk to
what am I looking at right now? Is this a heart? Did they just turn the YouTube logo into a heart? What are these things? Are these like arteries and veins? This looks disgusting. I think what they've done is they've just hole punched like the YouTube Play logo out of a human heart and they're just giving it to me like this. But anyways, let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, what is going on here? So it looks like it's still the heart. So we still have like the arteries and veins over here. But then when they get to the edge, they turn into, what is this? Are these cells? These look like a mixture between pubic hairs and just sperm cells. Like we have the sperm head up here, but then it's just pubic hairs down here. But I mean, the logo is still recognizable, so it's not too overcomplicated yet. So let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, it's now a computer. Wait, what? So it's still a bit of a heart and we have some like fat over here. It looks like some adipose tissue. But then now underneath we're revealing that there's like a chipboard, like a circuit board underneath. And why do we have tentacles as well coming out of the heart? Okay, please don't tell me this is going to be some sort of like hentai or something. But overall, you can still tell that it's the YouTube logo. So I think we need to take this a step further and ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Why is the logo just so elongated now? Like I thought it's meant to be a rectangle. The whole thing just looks disgusting. We have like all the veins and everything, like the arteries everywhere. But what is this? Is this someone's leftover guacamole or did someone just do a diarrhea onto this? But now the tentacles are gone, which is, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. I was kind of looking forward to where this logo was heading, but it's still the same old logo. We have the chipboard, the circuit board underneath. So let's just go ahead and ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, so now it's just changed everything. Like look, what is going on? And why do we have the Canadian flag? YouTube isn't a Canadian company, is it? But now it looks like the YouTube logo is no longer a heart. It looks like it's a what do you even call this? I didn't even know what texture this is. It's sort of like a basketball sort of. And what is this? Is this a brain? This looks like a brain. It looks like a brain and then the logo is like slurping it up like a vacuum. Maybe this is symbolic of how YouTube is just slowly becoming brain rot, like more and more brain rot every single year. But anyways, let's just see if we can take it one step further and ask it to make this logo even more overcomplicated. Okay, I think we might be done here. I don't think I can really see the logo. Like, okay, maybe you can see like this is like the play button. It's sort of like a triangle, and then this rectangle is like the play icon sort of thing. But it's not that clear. It's not really that clear. We still have a Game Boy attached to it. We have a coffee machine. Wait, what? Why do we have a coffee machine attached to this chunk of flesh? And we have a light bulb, and it looks like it is okay. What is going on here? Instead of having like a bucket or a jar or a sock where you do your sus stuff into, where you expel, where you excrete your white liquid into, someone has decided to excrete it into a light bulb, an old light bulb. Okay, that's a very interesting choice. But I mean, I think I'm gonna say that this is the point where it became too overcomplicated. I think I'm gonna say that I can't recognize the logo anymore. So now let's try to reverse the overcomplication and put this logo back into ChatGPT to see how long it will take to get back to the original logo. So I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple.
Hawk to
Okay, this is definitely more simple, but it's definitely not like less like unnerving, unsettling. It looks like someone has just grabbed a diamond play button and shoved it down like someone's heart, and it's connected to a coffee machine still. So the blood pumps from the heart into the coffee machine, and it turns the blood into coffee, and then you just drink it. But I mean, it definitely looks more like the YouTube Play logo than the previous one. But let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo even more simple. Okay, so it's now a rotisserie chicken. I think we've just gone around in a full circle. Like the Nike one was a rotisserie chicken. Now it's trying to turn the YouTube one into a rotisserie chicken. But now it's starting to become like more unrecognizable because it's just like the play button. Like this could be any logo. It doesn't even have the rectangular shape anymore. And why is the rotisserie rod going through the chicken like this? Like why is it going through it like that? Shouldn't it be like lengthways? Like usually it goes like this, lengthways, but they decided to put it in sideways. Okay, that is not going to cook evenly. But then we have the same old coffee machine, but this time instead of a glass cup, we have a ceramic mug. But anyways, let's just ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple. Let's see if we can get closer to the original YouTube logo. Okay, so this is we're both closer and further away at the same time. For some reason, we have the perfect YouTube logo here made out of chicken skin just on the back of a toilet. But that is the issue. We have a toilet in here. Like the YouTube logo, is not related to the toilet. Why have they put a toilet in here? This was so close. Like if we just had this and it wasn't made out of a chicken skin, that would be like perfect already. And so surely this next generation, if we ask ChatGPT to make this logo more simple, we can finally get back to the original YouTube logo. Wait. Who is this guy? And where did the YouTube logo go?